A great afternoon, everybody. It's immense my pleasure to be here, actually. I'll just begin. The term eureka sounds familiar, right? The famous words of Archimedes, and all of us know where he was when he made his renowned discovery. Yes, the shower. Shower has proven scientific facts that if you take a warm shower, it helps us get great ideas. I mean, maybe it is true. We'll dwell into that in a second. So there was a question that was in my head for a long period of time, and that is what actually helps in getting great ideas? Or can we just rephrase it a little better? What actually helps in getting ideas? Because that is the first step. And everybody is having a struggle in that situation, actually. So I did a survey where I asked a lot of people regarding the same. What do you do in a stressful situation where something is really very complex? How do you deal it? The answers are actually quite surprising. It actually made me rethink and have a different perspective to this thought. One of the answer being, I take a lot of breaks. Maybe a warm shower helps me connect my mind and think a lot better. This is one answer. And there was immediately another contradicting answer that came in, and that said, I don't believe in taking breaks. I want to finish my work as soon as possible. I mean, who even has time today? Everybody is running, everybody is even busy. I'll tell you one thing, time will not wait for any of us, it is just running. Let's leave aside the questionnaires or the survey. If you just grab your attention to the screen, we see a 70% success rate and a 30% success rate. 70 among the people who takes a lot of breaks, categorize their work, and then get into the work. And there's another 30% for the people who believe in taking no breaks at all. I mean, there is chances of success, but then you saw it by yourself, the majority, 70%. So what do we understand from all of this? Are we talking about the shower? Are we talking about breaks? The main term we need to dwell in is the term distraction. And don't get me wrong, because I can get the immediate negative impact it can create. Because the term distraction has a greater meaning we need to understand. Just come and join the journey with me. I will show you. If you just look into the term suggests something. Distract. Deviate from what you're already doing. Because it is not the countless hours we spend on something. It is the quality that definitely matters. And I think all of us are aware about the proverb that says, quality definitely matters over the quantity, right? This is one phase. We spoke about ideas. Now we are coming into a very important segment. That is, how do you make your ideas stand out? Because everybody is coming with ideas today. So how do you make yours a better hand? How do you make yours unique? That is when I'm going to help you today. It is simple. Just remember the WH questions. Why, when, where, what, and who. Answer these questions. You need not answer all of it at one shot. At least have two answered. Why am I doing it for? Or who am I even doing it for? Because if you don't have the reasoning or the proper understanding to what you're actually getting involved in, I mean, the sole purpose of getting involved is actually lost. That is the main thing we need to understand. There is another problem we face today. We tend to keep only ourselves in the shoes. Because in a professional environment, we need to understand one thing. We need to consider end users, our clients. Because if we do not connect to them, I mean, just imagine the success rate there. So if you just look into the screen, there's something missing right now. And that is the term you. We always keep ourselves in the shoes, and we need to understand there's actually something way beyond our understanding. Actually, there is a simple thinking among people. We think that some are born creative, and if you're not, nothing is going to affect you. To all those people who believe like that, I would actually take you all maybe 20 or 30 years down the lane. Consider yourself maybe a 5-year-old or a 6-year-old. And if someone is going to ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? The answer would probably be, I want to be a superhero, I want to be a Batman, or I want to be Barbie. If you ask the same child, maybe after 20 or 30 years, the same person is probably now going to say, okay, I want to settle in life. Start earning money, that's it. So what has happened? Where did the superhero go? Where did the Barbie go? What do we understand here? Time. Time definitely has an impact because it will definitely change the person who you are today. Because if you think you are in such a way now and nothing will affect you, to all those people, I will tell you, time, your environment, your support system will definitely change the person who you are today. We'll move on. There is another simple thing we need to actually look into the screen here for. Simple. Actually, the term simple is often taken very simple. But the reality is, keeping it simple is not very simple. It's very hard. It takes time. It takes even years, maybe. You never know. We got to see. I would like to grab your attention to the screen right now. You're seeing half picture of a football. I think all in this room would agree it is a football, right? Without any hesitation. It's just a half picture, not even the entire. Now, what if I tell you this is a football? I can already see some confusions going on. So why is there a hesitation when I say this is a football? And when the half picture of the football came in, everybody immediately agreed. Why? The power of perception comes in. Because we already have a precast mindset. We cannot think anything apart from it. And that is where the main problem lies in our society today. Because people think we like new things, we are running behind new things. But can I tell you a reality here? We like new things if it is just like our old ones. I can prove with some examples actually. And this, I need a honest opinions because this will truly determine and have a different perspective in thinking. So I have involved in the field of architecture. So I will give an example regarding the same. So I am going to design a residence for all gathered in this room. So what will be the immediate image that is going to come in the head when I say house? Maybe all could think of a traditional house or maybe a modern house. This is the immediate example that is going to come, right? But then what if I tell you, I am the greatest architect. I will give you my best proposals. Just please look into the screens. These are some of my proposals. How many in this room will agree and get this house from me? Again, I can see the confusion going on and slight hesitation. Why? So why is that nobody is able to accept these as houses? It still satisfies the function of a house. Again, the power of perception, and above all, the power of familiarity. Because as I said earlier, we think we like new things, but then if it is already similar and familiar to what we already know, people agree to that a lot better. The examples prove it by themselves. We have another phase we need to concentrate here. Just imagine, I think the majority in this audience today, the students, I'll give you an example to relate a lot better. Consider your professor coming into a classroom and project this theorem in class. How is it going to be? Okay, again, confusion, right? Or people are just going to be like, oh my God, another 1 hour of session. How am I even going to survive? Then imagine the same professor is going to project this on screen. Many will relate. I can already see some bright faces going on. E is equal to mc square, right? You have seen it somewhere, right? You need not know the details, but you will at least know somewhere. So why is that everybody immediately connected to E is equal to mc square and not the theorem? Again, it is how you see things. You need not see the end product, the outcome right away and confuse yourself. Because I can understand how hard it is. Because I am still a student. I can understand that struggle. You need to take in parts. You need not look into the whole situation right away. Because I will tell you, you know yourself better than anybody else. You need not have anybody else to involve in this situation. We need to understand one thing here. We have scientists, great thinkers, and philosophers who have gotten great things for us, invented things for our well-being. So we need not break our head there and invent new things, actually. We can just rephrase the statement and say, we are no more in an era of inventions, rather innovations. We just need that understanding dwelled in our heads, actually. I would like to grab your attention to the screen once again. We see an array of movies of the great actor, in fact, the golden actor Amitabh Bachchan, the great movie. So, what do we see? What do we understand from the roles taken back then? It was all subtle, or not subtle actually, the masala character himself. And if you see later on, if the movies right now he's taking, the Shehre and Pink, the roles are very matured, very subtle. What has happened? Where did the great actor go? Is it that he has changed himself completely? Or he has changed his personality completely? No. There's something we need to understand here. You need not change yourself completely with time. And I did mention time is running, it will not wait for anybody, and your situation around is constantly changing. We need one thing, an adaptive nature, because we see different things every single day. And if you have that ability to adapt, that is the biggest talent we need to accept in our society today. Yes, the statement itself proves by himself. Coming back, simple. Simple really has a greater meaning, and people usually don't take it in the serious sense actually. Because if you can't connect to your end users, how are you even going to survive actually? I'll tell you another example here. On screen, we see a lot of people, but then we specifically notice one person here. I think at least 80% of the teenagers' face is lit up. He's none other than the TikTok celebrity Kabi. So why do we notice him specifically? Is it because he's a speaker, dancer, singer? Who is he? I mean, we have to think about that. He is a TikTok star. So why do we call him the TikTok star? Why is he the celebrity today? I'll tell you one thing. He is the one example, or even there are many examples in fact, but then he is the true example who proves that you need not have a beautiful past. You need not be in bed of roses to prove what your future is. You can start from anywhere. You are never too late, actually. It depends on you. You need that mindset to explore, keep your minds open, because you never know what is going to come in front of you. And as I said earlier, adaptive nature is very important today. And that's the success story of Kabi. And this is the gesture that has got him today. I mean, if you notice one thing, he hasn't even spoken a single word in any of his videos. But then when you speak of COVID, people were spending so much time and money on videos for dancing and TikTok and all that. He just got, okay, what can I do? I need to understand myself. What am I really capable of? And then he explored. He knew that he is good as humor. He used that. And he's here today. Kabi. We heard a lot of things. I can understand if it is confusing and overwhelming. We heard from the beginning, keeping it simple, the power of familiarity. I'll tell you, deal these things in a combo, actually. You never know the impact it has. It's actually very important. And these are the words we just mentioned earlier, the WH questions. Very important, actually. But then above all, just keep it simple. Because the most simpler you get, more you go down to the clients or you get into the shoes of the user, you actually don't know the impact you can create. I'll actually tell a short story. Maybe it can inspire in any way. As a person who thought was going to be in the corner of the classroom, who even hesitated to talk to even 2 to 3 people. And if I am here standing today to use my voice and create even a small difference, maybe the smallest, at least to one person in this room, that really means a lot to me. The only thing I have to tell you today is keep your minds open. Never fear the failure that is coming in front of you. It can be coming, no problem. Take that as a stepping stone. The journey has just begun, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for your time. This is Maria signing off.